Hey Ray, thanks so much for being here. We're having a weird tech thing happening where my name is popping up for everyone. So if you want to go ahead and just change your name, Ray, and you can do that by hovering over your rectangle and clicking on those three dots, and there should be a rename option.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you so much. This looks strange. There you go, great.
Perfect.
That's why I have it pulled up. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Simple Good Teen Youth Photo Exhibition. So good seeing everybody, and thank you for joining us here tonight. My name is Priya Shah. I'm the founder and executive director of the Simple Good, and we're really excited to hear your presentations and the Simple Goods you'll be sharing with us through your artwork, as well as hear from our very special guest speaker who will who's a good friend of the organization and will be here to check out your artwork and share his feedback as well. So before we get started, just wanted to introduce everybody to the Simple Good. If you don't know already, our mission is to connect the meaning of good from around the world, to empower youth to become positive activists through art and discussion. So through mindfulness and using social emotional learning based arts programming, our mission is to really transcend the message that no matter where you go in the world, good means the same to all of us. And that is what connects us as human beings. So for those of you that aren't as familiar or are wanting a little preview about our work a little further, we have a little short video of showing you an example of some of the simple goods that we've been able to hear from across the city. So Jess is going to pull up a short video, and these are some of our students from past programs who have shared their simple good with us and their reflections on the program.
You start to think more about others. Well, for me, at least, when we went out and we started talking to people, I started looking at stuff different, like sunsets and the buildings and the people around me. I started looking at them different.
And groups of people.
The simple good has impacted me by making me realize that the little things are the good in life. Like I can eat breakfast now and be like, this is a simple good, or I can help my mom cook and be like, I'm doing a simple good. So it makes me look at life more positively.
I guess it's made me see how a lot of people from all around the world have posted photos about the blog. And it just makes me think like, wow, it's touched all these people and now it's touching me.
I think positivity is a thing we need in all of our communities, especially now with everything going on. You know, just little things that people can do every day, saying hi, lending a hand here and there, you know, it makes a big difference.
I feel like the simple good is more about caring, helping others, going around different communities, for example, like the elderlies, and going to North Lawndale to see students do graffiti art.
My community in recent years has become one of the most negative communities in the city. And I feel like if something positive were to happen, it'll be able to keep at least that one teen, say one teen's life, or influence somebody else to do something good.
Amazing, thank you. So that's a little. That's a little preview of some of our students from across the city sharing their simple good. So we're very excited to hear what you guys are going to share with us today. Before we kick it off, I do want to introduce our guest artist who has joined us, Mr. Ray Abercrombie. Ray, do you want to introduce yourself and say hi to everybody?
Hey, everybody can hear me clearly? Perfect. I'm Ray Abercrombie. I am currently a photographer, audio engineer, singer, songwriter, producer, actor, model, designer. I do quite a bit. Being in this visual community that we've been blessed with this opportunity here in Chicago to just express storytelling through, color, theory. So that's a little bit about me and what I do. So I'm excited to see everybody's work today. And you guys are the future. So I'll let you guys take it away.
So thank you, Ray. And then I do want to also introduce After School Matters, who is one of our program partners to help make today possible. So with that, I'm going to kick it off to Ms. Ollie, who is our program coordinator and lead teaching artist for Simple Good and has been the amazing instructor for our ASM program. Take it away, Ollie.
Thanks, Priya, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us and taking the time to hear from our students that have been working super, super hard to find their meanings of the simple good and transform them into amazing photographs to be able to inspire y'all for positive activism. A few things, just some housekeeping. I want to make sure that we're creating a brave space together. So just a few ground rules, one mic. So we want to stay muted while artists are presenting their work and sharing their artist statements with us. We want to give folks flowers, right? So we want to please use the chat feature to share feedback with the artist. Make sure that you're really listening in to hear what their simple good question is and answering what it means to you and how you relate to their simple good. You can use the chat feature for that. And then we ask that you have an open heart and an open mind. We're using kind and respectful language, and we're practicing active listening. And last but finally not least, we ask you that you think about your simple good and share your simple goods throughout tonight's presentation. So without further ado, I'm very, very excited to invite our first student up to present their wonderful artwork. Sophia, take it away, Sophia.
Hello. Okay. Should I turn my camera on?
That would be great, Sophia.
Okay. Can you see me? Okay. So, oh my God, I didn't know this was gonna start this quick. Okay, can you still see me?
I think we
Okay.
lost your camera, Sophia, but we can hear you.
Okay, is it okay if I
Go for it, Sophia.
keep it like
We
this?
can't wait
Okay.
yep, go for it. We can't wait to hear your statement.
Hey everyone, I'm Sophia. I'm 17 years old and I'm in 11th grade and I attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is love because it is a big part of our lives and it is vital for all of us to feel supported and loved by the people who surround us. My simple good was inspired by Travis Scott. I depicted my simple good in my art by searching out the definition of love and taking a picture of it, creating a mysterious theme. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by showing people what is an actual definition of love. This is important to me because I want all of us to be aware of the proper definition of love in order not to abuse the word love by saying that a person does a certain act just because of love, even though they are hurting another person. Thank you. And my simple good question I would ask others is, are you doing this act to benefit the person you love or because you think it benefits them?
Sophia, thank you so, so much for sharing this with us. We really, really appreciate it. Why don't y'all go ahead and answer Sophia's question in the chat. Are you doing this act to benefit the person you love or because you think it benefits them? And then in the meantime, Ray, we would love to hear your feedback and any questions that you might have for Sophia.
All right. So is this the image that she has?
Yep, this is her photograph representing it as she explained. Yep.
So can I ask her questions too?
Yep.
So Sophia, if you can hear me, what inspired this tech-driven piece? So I know I heard a mention of Travis Scott, and I know he does a lot of a lot of his production is based on the mechanics and technology that he has of at the ready. And I just find it interesting for this Google search here displayed on a MacBook being like capturing. The question is, what inspired this piece and how does it correlate to love and the question of love? If you can hear me.
So Sophia writes in the chat, it came out of nowhere. I was listening to his song and it inspired me.
Okay. Which song is it by chance?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right. Perfect. Wow. Well, this is I think moving forward in the 2023 and the way that we consume digital artwork. I think this is definitely something that can translate as far as what humans All right, I'm getting real deep right now. All right, so the way that I love it, love it, love it, love it. I feel like obviously love, and it's in the name, but I think it speaks on so many different levels, right? Because the way that we have conversation in relation to technology, and then you being in the space that you're in, being in 11th grade, and you guys' association with technology, and just trying to find out what love is, and maybe not necessarily reaching out to an elderly individual, or a peer, et cetera. Like, one of your first things to do would be to Google this. And I think extending this conversation with some of your visual pieces, I can see this being a great exhibit, like 5 to 10 years down the line, where you like collect these think pieces. And like, this is definitely, like, I can see this, we walking into your gallery show, and this is the first prompt, and then it leads to different stories. So like, great piece. So that's my response to that.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ray. And thank you so much, Sophia. Folks want you to know, great stuff, Sophia. An act of love. I think loving someone benefits them and makes them feel safe. Great job. Give it up for Sophia, y'all. All right. And next up, we invite Alexis. Come on down, Alexis. Alexis, we can see you, but we cannot hear you.
Okay, sorry. Are you ready? Hello, my name is Alexis Barton. I'm 16 years old and 10th grade, and I attend Kenwood Academy High School. Something new is just allowing yourself to open up to each photo. I depicted my simple good in my art by showing something that I'm not necessarily new to, but I am just now really opening myself up to all of it. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by continuing to use photography to shine light. This is important to me because it allows me to really focus on what I really want my life to be. It also allows me to help others feel more confident about where their head is. Thank you. A simple good question I would ask others is, do you consider opening yourself up to new things as an opportunity?
Amazing question. I think the internet was not really letting us be great for a moment. So I went ahead and I copied Alexis's statement into the chat. So if you want to go ahead and take a deeper look, but her question, Ray, maybe you could answer her simple good question for us. Do you consider opening yourself up to new things as an opportunity?
Yes, all the time. Literally was speaking to a friend of mine, Paris, who runs Today in Chicago and a few other outlets yesterday. We covered the Toby Lou and Matt Muse and so many other great artists this past Sunday for their concert. And a lot of the initiative of how we individually shot that was to challenge ourselves to stick to one camera, one lens, and one type of like lighting style. And those are the things that pushes us further as artists and just as human beings. And I think you should actively be doing this daily with all of your practices to become a better human, to better perform your daily simple goods. So yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ray. I appreciate that. And Alexis, thank you so much for inspiring us and reminding us that it's okay to be new at things, right? And to see the opportunity, and Ray for sharing how that can happen in your formal arts practice. Priya wants you to know, yes, opening yourself up to new things is always a new opportunity to learn and evolve as individuals. Agree. Great question, Alexis. Give it up for Alexis, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And next up, we invite Charlize.
Minute.
In the meantime, while Charlize is getting ready, y'all, I'd love for you to start answering her question in the chat. What makes you feel confident?
Okay. Hello, my name is Shirley Hall, and I am 17 years old in the 12th grade, and I attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is confidence, because in life, we are always told somewhere how we are not enough, like not pretty enough, or not smart enough, and that we're just nothing. My simple good was inspired by my own personal experience of being told I'm not enough, making me lose confidence in myself, as I believed what they were saying. I depicted my simple good in my art by making the photo of me looking confident while also putting a little compliment to tell others, just like me, that they're beautiful and amazing themselves, that they're enough. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by showing people that you're perfect no matter what, and that you don't need to change yourself for others, and not let others bring down your confidence. This is important to me because everyone is enough no matter what, and they are perfect and should not need to change themselves. And that confidence is key, because once they see that confidence, they'll be shaking in their boots. Thank you. A simple good question I would ask others is, what makes you feel confident?
Charlize, so beautifully said. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Ray, take it away.
So first off, I love the confidence piece. Also, I grew up off MySpace and like tagged. So like a lot of the like emojis and things like this just like takes me back to my childhood a little bit. And especially because I am a person of color too. And I think the messaging of you are enough isn't heard enough, right? There's certain jobs, certain social circles, certain things that, you know, tell people that of darker skin pigmentation that, you know, we won't accept you, this isn't allowed. So I think the journey that you're on right now is an incredible, incredible journey, and stand proud in that. We just heard SZA's recent album. She literally has a song on there called Confidence. And yeah, we need that to be, you know, screamed from the highest mountains to the lowest peaks. And I'm glad that you are integrating these different type of experiences into your framing and artwork. And to answer your question, what makes me feel confident? My ancestors make me feel confident in me presenting who I am fully daily. You know, my grandmother was picking cotton at the age of 4 for $2 a week, to where we are now in 2023. This is the person who's still alive. Actually, her birthday is coming up soon. Like, I'm confident to be where I am because she took her confidence to bring my family from Durant, Mississippi to Chicago and now abroad. So that is what makes me confident and continuously gives me that inspiration daily. So incredible, incredible job.
Thank you so much, Ray, and thank you so much, Charlize. It's great to see the chat with all the amazing things that everybody feels that makes them confident. Thank you so much for inspiring folks, Charlize, with your photo and your message and your question. Great job. Give it up for Charlize, y'all. And next up, we invite Shay to share out her simple good.
Hi, my name is Shayna Randolph, and I am 17 years old in 12th grade, and I attend at Kenwood Academy High School. My simple good is positive changes because I want people to be more comfortable with positive changes instead of running away from them. My simple good was inspired by the memories that I have from my childhood all the way to my high school junior year. I depicted my simple good in my art by taking a picture of the street that is closest to my home. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and changing the world by encouraging others to be more open to positive changes and understanding that it is okay to allow yourself to go through the process of change. This is important to me because I know that not a lot of people are comfortable with change, which is okay. But I feel like it is important to learn how to be willing to have changes in your life, even if they are scary. And since I'm going to college next year, that is the scary stuff for me. I know that it'll take more time for me to reflect on everything I've done so far. I also know that one day it will be my last time walking across the street to get home.
Wow.
Thank you. A simple good Question that I have for others is, what positive changes did you go through that were scary at first, and how did you overcome your fear?
Amazing question. Thank you so much, Shay, for bringing this to us. Folks, go ahead, answer Shay's question in the chat. And Ray, what feedback or questions that you might have for Shay and her piece?
First off, wow, on so many levels. I think your written word and experience, it definitely showcases your wisdom at, you know, at 17, to be able to recognize that we aren't infinite, but the stories that we share and the art that we create can create an opportunity for legacy to be beyond your years. So incredible, you know, thesis on, you know, your outlook on life. But this piece here, I think it's a really great piece when it comes to street photography, landscaping, and, you know, also it intermingles with, you know, this energy of exchanging and changing, right? You know, being in a city of Chicago, you know, I'm seeing that there's no leaves on the trees, right? So it's an in transitional space, and it looks like you're about to step into the street. So again, it's that transition as well. And I don't know if you was even thinking about that while taking the photo, but like all of these things, and it also looks like it's turning from, you know, more daylight to nighttime type of settings. I think the way that it, like, this, that the statement that you made with this image just speaks volumes over, you know, what can come and what came before. And I think it's such an incredible piece. Now to answer your question, what positive changes did I go through that was scary at first, and how did I overcome them? Sorry, my dog's barking. I went through a lot. I think earlier I spoke on, because I graduated 16 with my associate's degree in web graphic design, and because of the skin of my color, because of the color of my skin, I didn't get approved for certain internships, certain job placements, et cetera. And it was a fear of mine of, you know, failing what my parents believed was the right path to go. And, you know, luckily I overcame it through picking up a camera, picking up anything that allowed me to be expressive, whether it be a notepad, et cetera. And through these, back then I look at them as smaller type of, you know, creation and expression pieces, it allowed me to endure and grow and blossom into a lifestyle that I never thought was imaginable. And now these same type of corporations would love to have me on to help them with whatever that they have going on. So, you know, through, you know, art and creativity allowed me to overcome the fear of failing my parents and the legacy that they laid. So that's my answer.
Amazing. Love to see it. Shay, your question has inspired so much great conversation. Folks want you to know, love that. What can come and what came before. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. New chapters can be so scary, but also so exciting. Thank you for reminding us that we must overcome our fears to get to the exciting part. Experiencing new spaces can be scary, but I overcome any fear by understanding that there will come a lesson learned from that experience. I would say when I first started high school last year, going to college and living away from home for the first time, I'm learning more and more to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Stepping outside of my comfort zone or level of knowledge and understanding is when growth and opportunity happens for me, going to a new school and meeting new people. Shay, thank you so much for inspiring folks to think about change. Give it up for Shay, y'all. All right, and next up, we invite China to go ahead and share her simple good with us. China, we can see you.
Okay,
oh,
wait, can you, okay. Hold on, I have to find my stuff. Okay. Hello, my name is China Parker, and I'm 18 years old, and I am in 12th grade, and I attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is nature, because within nature itself, it provides the feeling of comfort and serendipity through the natural colors, whether it's being warm or cool. My simple good was inspired by my past photos that I've taken before of sunsets or either scenery. I depicted my simple good in my art by manipulating and editing the photos to emphasize that nature and calm feeling. I messed with the whites and blacks to bring out a little bit of the sunset that's peeking in the sky, and I also adjusted the temperature by adding more cool tones since it was already showing in the original photo. I plan on using the meaning of my simple good to improve my community and change the world by acknowledging the true beauty of nature. Chicago is a very pleasing city to explore, and some areas of Chicago often goes unnoticed. By taking photos of places I walk or drive to every day, I can present it to others who haven't seen places like this, which should hopefully make them want to explore their community to find their own beauty. This is important to me because I love photography as a whole, and art is something that I've always had a creative eye in. Using and showcasing my talents will not only benefit me, but those who are around me too. My simple good question I will ask others is, how may a simple good like nature impact a singular person, and why might this person be impacted?
China, absolutely beautiful work. Thank you so much. So go ahead, y'all, in the chat. How might a simple good like nature impact a singular person, and why might this person be impacted? Ray, what do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
So great work. I think, living in this day and age where we're surrounded by so much technology, I believe, we need those breaks, even during the hardships of how, COVID affected us. A lot more people rediscovered nature. And I think it helped move people in a different way, right? That their association with, actually having a bike again, and like going on bike rides, walks with their kids, not necessarily, driving and, damaging the world further into the chaos that we're in so far. But I think, it's definitely necessary. We first of all, we need trees, right? We need plants, in order to breathe. That's 101, right? I think it's all of these things are very, very much so necessary to the growth of humanity and where we can go. And since you are the future, help continue these conversations and build these worlds to bring more nature into the work environment, the school environment. I'm also a product of the Chicago public school systems as well. Looking back, it was just the four walls, right? I would have loved to be able to, to have, a class or a study session or, segments in the school where, there was some type of nature in life, right? I think that would have changed, the way that I thought about, education or, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's such a great, posed question. I also do want to comment on the actual photo itself. I think it's an incredible photo. It definitely reminds me of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, when they went off into the ancestral realm. But I also think it reminds me of The Woman King too. So watch The Woman King if you haven't watched The Woman King, especially with your concentration on like storytelling through color theory as well. Gina did an incredible job making that movie top and down. I literally cried at the end of that movie, and it's a lot of it is color theory in the post-production of that. So I think you're on a really, really great and strong path of your leadership skills. So congratulations.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Ray. China, folks want you to know that nature may make them appreciate nature more and can inspire change to protect nature. It can be used as a stress reliever. Incredible photo. Nature is so incredible. I love watching the moon at night. Nature brings peace to everyone, and it can bring us perspective to our day. Love this photo. Great job. Give it up for China, y'all. Thank you so much, China. And next, we like to invite Yi to read their artist statement. We did have one tech issue. So Yi, let us know if you'd be able to read, and if not, I can go ahead and read your statement for you. All right, no problem. So y'all, very excited and honored to be reading out Yi's statement for us right now. So Yi writes, hello, my name is Jackie Zhao. I am 16 years old, in 11th grade, and attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is to inspire people because people need inspiration to be able to make the best of themselves. My simple good was inspired by the lack of inspiration in the world right now. I depicted my simple good in my art by showing guidance by using the street. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by giving inspiration to people who need it to make the world a better place. This is important to me because the world is going into a sort of negative space where everyone is always fighting for something. So I want to inspire them not to use violence. Thank you. A simple good question I would ask others is, how do you stop violence? All right, so folks, go ahead, throw your answer into the chat. No small feat. How do you stop violence? And Ray, would love to hear your thoughts about Yee's photo and message.
I'm going to get to the question later because that's a weighted question. In regards towards the photo itself, I really love the language of guiding and the fact that you decided to pick this landscape of cars being guided from one side of the street versus the other, right? I think even in your messaging where you state that people are lost, I think that correlates very much so with a directionless type of world that some people can relate to. I think also with the sun setting too, and just this overshot of it, it's kind of a story that's relaying that some people are so focused on their micro verse versus looking at the whole scope of we're missing out on all this beauty, and like this could be another way of envisioning your path. So I think it's such an incredible piece, and everybody so far, you guys are you are nailing it so far. Like again, if I could just see your artist descriptions next to your pieces, like you guys are going to win all the awards in the world. And in regards towards your how do you stop violence, that's a question here in Chicago that we often get asked a lot. In regards towards violence, it's a question of duty. And I think the Simple Good has a great platform, continuously posing the question of what is your simple good? How do you practice your daily simple good? I think that is relating back to my earlier statement of Wakanda forever. That is our vibranium, our vibranium, right? Our daily duty to show up, presenting good deeds to ourselves and others. Like that's how we combat violence, right? That's I'm not saying get slapped and just look like and don't respond, or don't stand up for yourself, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like we combat the idea of wrongdoing by continuously doing good for others, to others, for ourselves, because that is one of the most important things too. You can't negate your feelings and your emotions as well. That's how we inspire others around us who may be involved in certain activities, in a way to try to change their course, right? But still, don't be preachy and try to tell them what to do, because they're on their life path as well. Your duty and our duty collectively is to show up in our best form and way impossible, and that's how we dwindle this turmoil and chaos that we've been watching and enduring these last few years. So that's my question, and hopefully you creating your art too. Yeah, that's how we combat violence. Let me show you how to do this. Let me look. I'm gonna give you guys a preview. Look, we're doing these masks, these like baklava masks that I'm partnering with my my great friend Chelsea B on. Like these are inspiring, right? These are pieces that can take what at first, before COVID, wearing masks like these, it was almost like, oh no, you can't do that. Now it's a fashion statement. It's a piece of like, oh no, you can add a different utility to it. So like keep creating. That's how another way to combat violence. So great job. Sorry I couldn't hear your voice, and that you have some technical difficulties, but great job and great question.
Thank you so much, Ray. Folks want you to know by giving guidance to the younger generation, by making people feel safe and create belonging, creating a sense of peace and love through the community. Creating all seems to definitely be taking the cake. And thanks so much. We got a new tagline for you. Hear that? We're the vibranium out here with the simple good. Love it. Thank you so much. Give it up for ye, y'all. All right. And next we invite Jessica to the stage.
Okay, 1 second. Hello, my name is Jessica. I am 16 years old in the 11th grade and attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is education because education is such a necessary part of life. Your level of education and what type of education you receive determines the path you take in life. My simple good was inspired by my passion for school and my desire to get a good education. I depicted my simple good in my art by showing a picture of my schoolwork and lowering the brightness to depict a form of seriousness in the picture. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve the community and change the world by inspiring people to take school seriously and encourage people to focus more on the educational system. This is important to me because school is important since it can do so much for a person. Thank you. A simple good question I will ask others is, how do you want to use your education to benefit you?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing that. So go ahead, folks, in the chat. How do you want to use your education to benefit you? And Ray, feedback, questions, comments.
Great posed question. I think in regards to education, it needs to be a lot of reform, right? I feel like I've gained so much more knowledge having mentors and friendships, that allowed me to, dive deeper into the questioning of a particular ask, right? I think the education that I've, garnished before, it was based in memory. So if you can remember what I told you 2 months ago, that's on this paper now, then you're deemed as smart, right? But what if that's not my learning skill, right? That's not what, allows, that doesn't showcase my genius. I believe everybody has a level of genius in them, right? It just needs to be a reform on the educators to be able to actually, find those sparks and, set them ablaze, right? That's a bar. In regards towards the photo, and I'll bounce back to the question. I think, you stated that you lowered the contrast a little bit to take on a more serious tone. I love the nature of it. Also, I don't know if you thought, like, what about doing on the reverse too, right? Because that brightness, there's I remember back when I was studying at the various schools, it often caused migraines, right? And like the colors that you can create with, having, I would love to see this piece, a darker piece and then a lighter piece, like side by side, to show these conflicting, thoughts and theories of what is considered serious and what is considered focus, right? I think, first of all, I zoomed in a little bit. You have a great handwriting. My handwriting is trash. So I think, this can be a very, very great piece. It is a great piece. I think it can continue to be a great piece by having series of these, right? Like breaking down the study of, education and how teachers prep and prepare, right? I rarely see that in visual art, right? Like having that, opposed figure of like teachers preparing for lesson plans and students actually taking it home or like digesting that. I would love to see that continue in this piece. If this is going to be a continuation piece, I feel like I'm giving everybody like quote unquote homework. But going back to your question to wrap this up, how do I want to use my education to how do you want to use your education to benefit you? I learn every day. Education has not stopped for me, even though I haven't been in school for 12 years. There's platforms like YouTube, Google, again, my mentors, my friendships, we learn and challenge each other daily. The benefit is being able to become a better me daily, to be able to create, platforms and stages and, conversations that I couldn't the day before. And I want to continue to allow that to not only inspire me, but inspire my mom, inspire my nephew, inspire the one day kids, but not right now kids. And all of you guys as well. Like that is the benefit. Before I leave this earth, I want to be able to teleport. So I got to learn as much as I can to be able to create these, healthy conversations and exchanges between, me and those that I have access to, so we can get to that level. So great question. Great piece.
Thanks, Ray. Thank you so very much, Jessica. Folks want you to know, good question, find those sparks and set them ablaze. So true. I want to use my education to create opportunities for others all around me. I want to use it to help educate others. Excellent job. Give it up for Jessica, y'all. And let's invite Precious to come on down.
Okay. Hello, my name is Precious. I'm 15 years old in 10th grade and attend Kenwood Academy. My simple good is to find the beauty in everything because it allows us to appreciate the little things. My simple good was inspired by a conversation I had with a friend about the importance of keeping a positive mindset and finding beauty in all situations. I depicted my simple good in my art by making the picture focus on the beauty in the photo. I wanted the picture to seem more dramatic and make the flowers pop, as that's the beauty that came out the photo for me. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by teaching and showing others to always find the beauty in things, even in a world of negativity. This is important to me because nowadays there's so much negativity, and a lot of times we try to sit and dwell on things we cannot change. Instead, we can find the good or beauty of a situation even when it doesn't work in our favor. Thank you. A simple question I would ask others is, how has the beauty in things helped how has finding the beauty in things helped you keep a positive mindset?
Precious, thank you so much. Ray, how about you? How has finding the beauty in things helped you keep a positive mindset?
Well, it simply allows me to take the next step forward, right? If I do allow chaos and thoughts of madness to submerge me into darkness, I wouldn't move. I know earlier I spoke on my ancestry, right? And the way that even I was treated and continually is treated because of the way that my skin pigmentation is, I wouldn't move, right? I would be a shell of a human. I can't allow that. For all the sacrifices that came before us, we can't allow those thoughts to swallow us whole. So I find the beauty in that. And I think even with your piece, it reminds me of Tupac, right? One of the artists that obviously I grew up listening to, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Like being able to speak on finding a rose in the concrete, right? And I think with the younger generation, they maybe relate that more to like Kendrick speaking on that, right? Like these are some of the first myth busters that I was able to digest, right? There is so much beauty where we reside, right? There's great thinkers. Just found out, a few days ago, or not even like a few weeks ago, that one of Thomas Jefferson's slaves made macaroni and cheese, right? One of the most Hall of Fame side dishes of all time, and he was unknown, right? But he found a beauty. He found something. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to make this something," and it changed humanity. Right. I know a few weeks ago when I was speaking to some of the classmates around, was that in the 1700s, Black slave women made blue jeans, right? Like they saw something, they saw the beauty in the materials that was around, and that's become one of the most American staples, right? So I do that daily. You have to find something or else you'll be lost. And I refuse to be lost. So great piece. Great question.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Really good question. Beauty in nature, art, and community center every day. Great job, Precious. Give it up for Precious, y'all. And next up, we want to invite Tatiana. Go for it, Tatiana.
Okay. Hello, my name is Tatiana. I am 17 years old in 12th grade and attend Kenwood Academy High School. My simple good is the beauty of nature, because nature has been found to be a stress reliever for me and many others. Nature is also important to all life sources on this planet, and that could be overlooked and undermined by many. My simple good was inspired by the sights and sounds of nature. I started noticing the trees, the clouds, sunrises, sunsets, and moon during sophomore year, which was the year I started stressing out more. The sights always brought me at ease, and the thought of forgetting about that moment spooked me, so I decided to start snapping photos of them. I depicted my simple good in my art by capturing the pure and the calming moment in the park with the full trees and pollen scattered on the ground. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by reducing the stress of others and putting smiles on their faces just by taking a glance at the pictures of nature. This is important to me because I know it's hard to work and think under stress, and stress can be extremely overwhelming to the point where you decide to give up and just stop trying, and that is something I don't want people to go through. Thank you. The simple good question I would ask others is, does looking at nature calm you down?
Tatiana, amazing, just amazing. So folks, go ahead, throw your answer in the chat, and Ray, take it away.
I believe a lot of so far everybody's been speaking on stress lately, and I'm sorry that you guys are stressing so much. I don't recall stressing as heavy as I'm continuously hearing from the younger generation. Do you guys have fun anymore? How do you relieve the is it putting down the phone? Is it going on these nature walks? That's what I want this study to be on your visual pieces, right? Because I want you to get back into that calming space, right? I think, what moved me a lot with this piece and, pairing it with, your statement is, the search of balance, right? Because if we associate balance and calm, those, coincide with one another. I think, this journey, it's never a destination when it comes to finding that resolve. It's a continuous journey, and I for one, as someone who's a tad bit aged, like fine wine, I don't want you guys to be stressed. There's no way that you guys should be dealing with any type of stressors, and I want you guys to be as calm and as free and as loud or as quiet and as bold or as silent as you want to be, right? And I want you to continue down that path. Also, don't necessarily follow what everybody else is necessarily doing around your community. Find those moments of either going to the park or sitting down by yourself and find out who you are and listen to that silence. Like that is your journey. That is your journey. I think with what we have access to, the information that is continuously poured, from any digital media outlet or even through association, it's always, a stressor here, a problem here, this there. It's can sometimes become a sensory overload, and you that is not where your focus should be. Your focus should be on your daily simple goods, your activations, your moments of calmness, your points of expression, your connecting with one another, and being as free and positive and finding that balance daily. Like, please do that. And I'm saying this for everybody involved. Like, please do that. Please find who you are. Avoid being cattle. Avoid being cattle. It's more applauded to be a Mustang, which is like a wild horse, versus being in a situation where you are controlled. And I'll make this last piece. If anybody's a fan of Marvel, the Loki series and these next upcoming movies and TV series are conversation around freedom. find that freedom, find that peace, find that balance. So great question, great piece. And I can't wait to see what you have planned for the future.
Thank you so much, Ray. Thank you so much, Tatiana. Folks want you to know, I think nature calms me down. It allows me to relax. Nature always seems to look peaceful. Great photo. Nature always brings me peace. Yes, it does. Love seeing greenery and color from nature. Nice work. Give it up for Tatiana, y'all. Excellent job. And last but certainly not least, Layla, we invite you to read us your artist statement. Layla, are you with us? We see you, Layla, but we can't hear you.
Okay, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Hello, my name is Layla. I am 17 years old in 12th grade and attend Kenwood Academy High School. My simple good is my glasses because I want to show others that they are not alone in the glasses community and it's cool to wear glasses. My simple good was inspired by the assignment we did of taking pictures of the communities that belong to me. I depicted my simple good in my art by taking a picture of my glasses real up close to show my glasses frame and what I was looking at. I plan on using my meaning of the simple good to improve my community and change the world by showing the world that it's cool to just be yourself and express yourself in any way. This is important to me because I experienced backlash on wearing glasses, but wearing glasses is now, I would say, a part of my personality in a way, and it's a way I express myself. Thank you. And a simple good question I would ask is, how do knowing the simple good in your pictures make you feel?
Thank you so much, Layla. So what do you think, Ray? The simple good of glasses in Layla's photo, go for it.
So as a fellow committee member of the Oculus, division, I relate to you on so many levels. Growing up, it was a little bit tough being able to wear glasses. Embarrassing. I would always break because I was a very energetic young kid. So I used to break glasses like twice a year. So it got to a point where my parents got me glasses with a string on the back. So just imagine going to school with glasses on a string, just to be able to see, right? And then all the, kids being kids and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, obviously now I wear my glasses, probably 2-3 times a week. And like you said, it sometimes it becomes my personality a little bit, right? I feel more of a Professor X, right? Going back into that type of mythology. Depending on the framing of your glasses, it also informs the people walking by you or the conversations that you decide to decide to actually engage with. The caliber of conversation that they want to have with you, right? Like these glasses, give me a more refined as well as an activity-based type of correlation versus I have another pair of glasses that are, prescription as well, where it's more so party, right? And I think this correlates with your actual piece here, where, look through my lens, right? Recently, I just started watching the Sabrina, Netflix series, which is way more graphic than I thought it was going to be. But one of the young ladies who, is playing one of Sabrina's friends, she just mentioned that she was afraid of going blind, right? And she obviously wears glasses in the film, in the series as well. And I think it's just an interesting, topic when it comes to look at the world through the experiences that came before me and how I'm experiencing them now, and the importance of exchange in that way. And I think, with your written piece in this visual, it carries that message through and through. And I applaud you on that journey. I think we need more of that, that understanding, to really, really be able to bridge these gaps. Growing up in Chicago, it's a very segregated city. It heals in some ways, but it's ever evolving and changing. And people can just see through someone else's lens. Not you don't necessarily have to walk a mile in my shoes, just see it, right? I don't need you to understand it completely right now, but just, visualize the experiences that this person may go through versus the next. And I think that's such a great and powerful message. And to answer your question, how does knowing the simple good in my pictures make me feel? I try to take myself out of the being the center of my images or any of my art, right? I try to allow whatever I'm capturing be the story and be the essence, right? Like that is my simple good, is removing myself and allowing whoever is in front of that landscape, whoever I'm thinking of while I'm writing stories, et cetera, for them to be the story, be the overarching lead, right? I am very much so a person who gives flowers. You and you and you and me and us and we need to be reminded. I believe a young lady spoke earlier about confidence, right? You go, girl. Okay, slay. All right. Or with guys, I want to be just like you. Oh yeah, just some slight. Yeah, like those type of things boost us in ways that we continuously need to be reminded of. So I practice that a lot with my art. I remove myself completely because people need to be seen, right? People need to be reminded that they are seen and that they are recognized and that they're beautiful and that they're smart, that they're intelligent. And I think what everybody's displayed today, it just adds to that story and that narrative. You guys are all very well skilled and versed and talented, and the future is definitely in really, 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 really great hands. So congratulations to you all.
Amazing, Layla. Folks, want you to know, great, simple, good. My friend today just showed me her wedding photos, and she wore her glasses even though the photographer suggested removing them. She loves her glasses and should. Amazing. And thank you so much, Ray, for providing some feedback to all of our students, as well as your own perspective on all the works. Give everybody a great big round of applause once again. And Priya, we're going to turn it over to you as we have a very exciting announcement for all of our ASM Kenwood Academy photographer simple good students.
Yes, thank you, Ollie. Man, I'm so impressed with everything that you guys have presented here today. I know it takes a lot of courage to create. It takes even more courage to share what you created, especially your simple good. So I want to applaud all of you guys for what you've presented us with today, and hope you know that you've really made an impact on everybody in this room. All your simple goods are heard and seen, and it's something that we'll continue to carry with us everywhere we go. So that being said, I do have a special announcement. Now that you guys have completed the program, you have the skills and know-how of spreading the simple good. And therefore, we're very excited to announce that you are our newest cohort of Simple Good Youth Ambassadors, meaning you now are accountable and responsible to spread the simple good around the world. So your ideas of simple good don't end here. We're going to talk about how we can continue to create positive activism and change in our communities together, and that you guys are now a part of our team. So thank you guys for everything you've presented with us, and we're so proud of you. Before we wrap up, we do want to just share that we do have a couple announcements. As you may or not know, we have Simple Good merchandise that's actually inspired by the words of our youth. So every year we select through a public vote from across Chicago 5 Simple Good artist statements that are featured on our quote tees and merch, which then supports our program. So this year we have just released our newest tees with our 5 students who got featured on the shirts. So you can check them out on our site at shop.thesimplegood.org. And we will be doing another run this summer. So I hope you guys keep up with our merch. Tell your friends and family to buy it to support our program. And I hope that you guys will be featuring your statements on our shirts pretty soon. So we're going to close with that. Thank you guys for everything that you brought with us today. We're so proud of you, and we're so grateful for everything that you've shared with us. It takes a lot of courage, like I said, to do what you did, and we're so happy that you've used the art of photography to do it. So we expect to see a ton more photos coming up. Follow us on the gram and all socials so we can stay up to date and share your simple goods online. So not only that we can share it out, but we can also have you be our ambassadors in sharing simple good to others. So thank you guys. We'll see you very soon.